Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ellena. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today, I just wanted to share a little story that kind of inspired me to kind of start picking up my pen and drawing, but like how I used to draw before. I don't know, for the past couple months, I've been kind of thinking a lot about my life and how sometimes I feel like when I try to pursue something or move towards what it is that I want to do, I always seem to procrastinate, or I almost feel as if it's like because I've had that start, stop for so many years and so many avenues, so many directions, and it didn't actually really go anywhere. I almost found myself to kind of give up before I fully complete something. And I know that's something that I need to work on. And I remember kind of thinking about it for the past couple months and telling myself, like, should I even like start drawing again? Should I even pursue these things that I don't know if they're going to go anywhere? Like, I haven't really seen it go anywhere aside from the fact that it just brings me joy, which should technically be enough. But, you know, sometimes you kind of want to extend it further on, and you kind of, and when it doesn't happen, you start to wonder whether or not you should even pursue it, or whether or not it's the right path. I know with my meditations and you know, my guidance in terms of like what spirit likes to tell me is that just keep going. Just keep going. And which brings me to the story, which was that for some reason I was looking on Facebook Marketplace. I don't even know what I was looking for. I don't know if I was looking for cookie cutters or something, plants or whatever, but on my feed, out of nowhere, I see Kleenex box covers, handmade Kleenex box covers. Bear with me, this will make sense. And I immediately fell in love with them, even though I don't use like Kleenex. I usually don't have Kleenex at home. Like, I usually just have like a roll of toilet paper. I know it's not classy, okay? But I never really got fancy tissue boxes or anything. It's not something that I normally have. But I remember seeing a photo of these tissue Kleenex box covers that look like little couches, and I immediately messaged the seller, and I said, like, oh my god, like, can I buy some of these? And he says to me, he's like, oh, these are sold out, don't worry, my 91-year-old mother makes this, and she's gonna have another batch coming up, and once it comes up, I'll message you. And I was like, oh, okay, holy, these are a hot commodity. So I left it, you know, and I think like it was probably like 2 months later that I got a message back from the seller saying, hey, are you still interested in some Kleenex box covers? And I said, yes, immediately, yes. So I go and I pick these up. I bought 2, and he tells me, he's like, oh my God, my mom, who's 91, has been making these for her whole life pretty much. And she's been trying to sell them in craft fairs. She's been trying to kind of sell them for years now. And it hasn't taken off. But for some reason right now, like, we can't seem to keep these in stock, because when people purchase them, they purchase like 20 of them at a time because they're like wonderful gifts to give. And so he was telling me in his excitement, you could tell he was so excited for his mom to sell these and to help deliver these. It's like, it was so lovely to see. And he said, like, yeah, one person just bought 20, another person just bought 12, you know, like, it's like, wow, she should be selling these for more, right? And in his excitement, I got excited, and then I ended up buying 2 more. So I had like 4 couch Kleenex box covers. And I'm like, okay, you know, like, next thing you know, I spent like this money on this, like, which is totally fine. But I'm like, did I need 4? No. But I was so happy that he was enthusiastic, and like, his mom is finally getting the recognition that she deserves, because her boxes are so adorable. Like, let me show you. Like, wait, I have another one. I have like 3. Oh no, I have 3 in this room. Isn't that freaking adorable? Like, what the heck, dude? Anyway, it matches my dress, kind of. Anyways, long story short, this is like when I was thinking maybe I should have just given up on the things that made me happy. And I just realized, I'm just like, well, no, because your moment is coming. Those moments are coming. You just have to have faith that they will come. You may not know what time it's going to come, but it's going to be there if it's meant to be there. And you should be doing it because it makes you happy, right? You shouldn't be doing it in order to seek any validation that what you're doing is the right thing to do by other people. You should be doing that because of the simple joy that it brings you. And I remember thinking to myself, like, if I had had the opportunity to be able to do anything that I want to do, would I still be doing the thing that I kind of pushed to the side? And the answer is yes. So if you're feeling what I have been feeling lately, and it's like, pick up that pencil and start drawing. Pick up that knitting needle and start knitting. Do that thing that you put to the side because you didn't think it was going to go anywhere, or you tried and it didn't really go anywhere. Do it because it makes you happy, and watch what happens. Because if you think about it, it's the energy that makes people attracted to what it is that you make. Because anybody can make these, but for some reason I was drawn to this one and I immediately needed 4 of them, even though I never really have Kleenex boxes in my house. And that is the result of, yes, it's a beautiful product, but also because you could tell she's doing it because she loves to do it. It's not because she's doing it for anything else. So what you're essentially feeling in terms of the attraction of this is that it's heart alignment. She's in alignment and she's drawing people towards her. So this was a big message for me, and I'm sharing that because I know somebody out there probably needs to hear that as well. And another thing that I noticed too for myself was that I was always so physically exhausted. Like, it just seemed like no matter what I did, I just was really exhausted. I didn't want to do anything more outside of like my work because I just didn't have the energy to do it. And this is like, besides, burnout or chronic illness, obviously use your discernment when it comes to this message. If it doesn't resonate, don't try to make it resonate. Like, if it does, then maybe there's something here for you. But I remember seeing a video of Bashar Anka, who channels, Daryl Anka, who channels an entity named Bashar, a starseed entity, or star being named Bashar. And he had someone ask, I think my passion is taking naps, and I was like, for me, I was like, yeah, maybe that's just like what I just love to do. And then Bashar said to him, it's not that you are passionate about taking naps. It's that you don't believe that your passions are something that you can either attain, or that you're scared of something that you either won't attain it, or once you attain it, something bad will happen. Like, that's why you feel so exhausted. You feel exhausted because you're not actually living your life the way that you want to live it. You are not being yourself. That's why it's exhausting to be moving in life that way. And this is why whether you're aware of it or not, you kind of sabotage it by procrastinating, because somewhere deep down you don't think that you can make it, or you don't think that it's going to go anywhere, or you think that something bad's going to happen when you get it. And when he said that, it clicked with me, because it's basically saying I'm the one that's kind of stopping myself from fulfilling the things that I want in my life. And I do so by taking naps. Obviously, when you're tired, you want to take a nap, right? And you want to relax. However, but if you do it so much so that you're actually delaying, or you're not even doing anything that kind of once brought you joy or still brings you joy, you just don't want to do it, there's a problem, there might be a deeper meaning to that. So when I thought about it, I was like, yeah, that makes sense, because you're essentially not being yourself, and that's exhausting to be someone that you're not, right? It's exhausting to live a life that you don't want to be part of, like, creation of that type of life, right? Like, in terms of, like, this isn't the job that I want. This is not the lifestyle that I want. This is not, you know, what I wish to have. I didn't see this for myself. And then it's exhausting being in that type of environment that you know is not right for you, and that you belong somewhere else, or like you belong with different types of people doing different things, and that it shouldn't be so hard to be yourself. So hopefully this message resonates with someone out there. With that being said, I'm going to ask Archangel Michael if he has any cards that he wishes to kind of convey or say to those who are watching this video right now. And as I'm saying, that's 1111. So that might be a significant number for you. Let's see what Archangel Michael has to say. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, come on. The two cards that popped on my lap is the decision card. And when I made this deck, I did two images with it, because I'm like, if you have two of them, that's a very significant message. And it says there's a decision to be made. And it says, explore all available options now. Ensure all decisions stem for the highest and best good of all. A divergence of paths. And in this card here, it says time to part ways. So he's saying, basically, you know that it's time to move on. Like, I feel like people sometimes are afraid of change, or afraid of the things that they ask for, because they're not willing to do something different. They're not willing to put themselves out there. They're not willing. They, like, let's say someone's praying for love, but they never go out. They never leave the house. It's going to require you to get out of your comfort zone and embrace the unknown when it comes to this new pathway that's coming up. I feel as if there are people as well who have been kind of, I wouldn't say in a stagnant energy. I feel like, you know, sometimes when you're kind of in the same, let's say like in the spiritual classroom of things, you're kind of in the same evolutionary pathway almost. But let's say you are a top student and you got the lessons so quickly. You understood the assignment, you know, you've accelerated, and you're actually moving a lot faster than other people in the classroom. And that's not saying it's ego or whatever, it just is. With certain people, learns differently, right? Some people learn quicker than others. So let's say you're learning really quickly. So what you will feel in terms of stagnancy, and sometimes you, like, I know for myself, sometimes I'll find myself in environments and I'll ask myself, why did I attract this to me? Like, why is there certain things happening around me? I don't understand the lesson, and I will try to sit there and try to understand it and try to piece together, like, maybe I'm doing something, maybe there's something that I'm attracting to cause this. And then Archangel Michael will say, there's nothing here for you to learn. You already learned what you need to learn. The reason why you're feeling as if things aren't making sense, or why do people act this way, why are you attracting certain people, it's not a result of you doing something or you being something or your energy or whatever. It's simply the fact that those lessons don't pertain to you. That's why it's confusing to be around certain people and watch their decision making, because the lessons have nothing to do with you. You happen to be in that space, and perhaps you're learning a different thing not involving those people. Maybe you're learning a skill. Let's say you're at a job that you're learning a specific skill. That's what you're supposed to do. All the drama and all the BS and everything and all the weird energies from other people, that's their lesson together. And it has nothing to do with you. So Archangel Michael, obviously use your discernment. But if you're finding you're in a space where you're just kind of like trying to understand why people are doing what they're doing, and you're trying to see like if there's something that you're manifesting or creating, like chances are if you've been thinking about it a lot and it still confuses you, it's not yours to bear. It's like the energy that you're picking up being around certain people, and maybe their dynamic is what they have to learn together, and your job is to, for instance, maybe learn the task of the job, maybe learn to develop your skills here, maybe it is to just make money in the meantime. You know what I'm saying? Like there's something there where it's like it's benefiting you, but it's just you and that thing that you need. Let's say you need some money, so you're working at this job, right? All the other stuff, all the other drama, all the weird, you know, mannerisms and their interactions. It's like there's certain lessons that maybe that collective or that group of people need to figure out on their own. So don't try to force it or piece together and put it in a way where somehow you feel like you're part of it, because you're not part of it. And so that's another thing. It's like that class, you're done. You're done. You've already graduated. You're not even there for this. You're just there to kind of get your credits and then get the hell out of there. You already know what you need to do, right? So there's that. And I think because of soul contracts, even though you may be ready to move on, the people that have a soul contract with you, maybe they are not yet ready. However, I do feel with this, those contracts are dissolving now. So there will be movement coming in your life. There might be an opportunity presenting itself. Obviously, again, opportunities don't just fall in your lap. You need to actively look for them. And that's what Spirit and Archangel Michael is saying. Like, you should be actively pursuing and looking for these things. But you have to also be intuitive enough to know that you're not just looking for things out of desperation to try to escape or remove yourself from certain environments, you know, unless it's really toxic and you that's what you want to do. But he really wants you to kind of be in a receptive mode in terms of like, oh, that's a good idea. Maybe I should try this. You know, it's a more flow state rather than I need to do this right now, because that changes the energy that you set forth with. If you're able to kind of receive that energy, receive those intuitive messages, you're more likely to kind of flow into the right place. That's more calm. That's more in alignment to that flow and more the right people, you know, the right space. That's kind of what I'm picking up with that. That's wild. Those two cards just want to come up. The first two cards that I picked out before those ones shuffle through was passion and all is possible. So yeah, to me, we were just talking about that. We were just talking about getting back to what it is that you've maybe put on the side because you didn't think you could do it. It's like, or you didn't think it was going to go anywhere. Archangel Michael is really saying, just do it and see what happens, right? And be open-minded to what happens. Don't just block it with these limited beliefs that, oh, it's never going to work out for me. Because, you know what, I will always remember that lady who's 91 making these amazing tissue box covers that I literally tell everyone about. I tell everybody. I'm telling you about it. Do I care that you use tissue boxes? No, I just want you to purchase this right now. I should be going around just like advertising for this lady, honestly. And that's how it will be for you, if that's what you want in terms of like creating something that you love and you are expanding it in your business, right? So, excuse me as I grab this other one. Okay, oh my God, these are great. So the two cards that fell on the floor, recognition and trusting your intuition. We were just talking about that, about how be in the receptive mode, know what's right and what's wrong in terms of like where you want to go and what you want to do. And you know what I do? I don't know if other people do this, but sometimes if I use my body as a pendulum. So I will ask Archangel Michael, can you please show me a yes with my body? And I will either sway back, and then usually if I say, can you show me no, I sway forward. So when I meditate and I ask for guidance, I get that type of intuition by feeling my body sway and trusting it and knowing that that's the right direction for me. The recognition comes from understanding that you are worthy. You know, you are worthy of the things that you want in your life. You are worthy of this life that you desire for yourself. And it comes down to worth and recognizing that you are unique and you have unique gifts. Your desires are important because they're important to you. And to not care about other people and their validation, it's like, this is important for me. I'm gonna make it happen because I feel like it's like this is the only option in so many ways, right? Like, because the other option would be living your life in a way that is not in alignment to where your heart is. And that thought alone is devastating in many ways, right? Like, and granted, we always can do weird jobs here and there because we just gotta save money, right? That's just what we gotta do. Overall, he says, know what you need to do, but keep your eyes focused on what it is, where you're going, you know? Don't let the limitations of like what's in front of you stop you fully from like doing what it is that you set forth to do. Find a way around it. Pray, ask Archangel Michael to help you find a way to kind of move around this thing, or to kind of still manifest this, but be open to other outcomes that allow for that to unfold for you. Is there any other message you would like for me to share with this collective, Archangel Michael? Ooh, that's a lot. Healthy communication in relationships. This is also about being assertive, knowing your boundaries. You know, I was just kind of talking about how sometimes maybe you're working at a job and you have interesting people around you. Interesting people around you to the point where you're just like, I don't think this is my lesson. You know, I don't think this drama, this stuff is anything to do with me. You know, this can be just understanding that this is not mine, so I'm just going to leave it there. Or you can pray for spirit to assist you in making sure that none of that kind of bleeds into your energy or in your space, because those lessons are not yours. Another thing too is that maybe you're manifesting people in your life, coming into your life, who are more your people, who understand you more, and there's not a lot of miscommunication. You don't feel like you have to kind of be anything that you're not. You just naturally will attract the right people to you. Passion and purpose, we were just talking about that and how important that is. This is a huge theme with this reading right now. And Spirit really wants you to heighten intuition too. Come on. It's just confirming what it is that we already kind of spoke about. There's a heightened intuition with all of us. Anyone who resonates with this video. Know what's yours and what's not. Keep your eyes on the prize and just keep going towards it and work towards it. And trust that the right people will come and see it and appreciate it. Know what's yours, what's not. Know what's important and what's not. And I do find that sometimes if you find yourself being dragged into the dramas of other people, it's because you're not focusing enough on what's really important in your life. Or like you're not having healthy boundaries, you're energetically, spiritually. And I think that's why Archangel Michael is here too. You can ask him to assist you in shielding, cutting cords, and also speeding up timelines if you wish to. But granted, if you ask for a timeline speed up, you better be prepared to learn lessons faster if those lessons pertain to you. It'll all come to the forefront at a faster pace with more intensity so that you can kind of see it, clear it, and then kind of push it away. But that's up to you to do. It's too many. It's like all over. I think he's also saying that contracts are being dissolved. Like there's an opening for you. That class with those classmates that might still be struggling with their own lessons or the lessons to be learned. You learned your lessons. You probably learned them in another class already, in another school already. It's time for you to kind of move forward because you're no longer locked with these people, you know. It's almost like that collective agreement has now dissolved. So there is going to be an opening for you to go elsewhere. Again, these opportunities are not going to fall in your lap. Ooh, Storm Wisdom is one of the main cards here. Storm Wisdom. I feel like people are going to have some tower moments. Storm Wisdom also represents clearing away people, places, things, and environments to which are not suited for this person that you're becoming or the future version of you. These people not meant to be in your life, they will be not part of it. Whereas the right people are coming. Their room is being made for these new people coming, new contracts. Storm Wisdom also represents the clearing of things. Even though it can be scary at first, it is necessary because it is part of your evolution. It's almost like when Mother Earth has a giant thunderstorm, the water nourishes the plants and more fruit comes from it. It's like a natural ending of a cycle. Something big in terms of repeating life lessons, certain patterns to which you've been trying to clear out that's been consistent in your life, but you just, like every year you kind of chip away at this lesson, you kind of learn a little bit more, you kind of master it a little bit more. It's like this is the year where it's done. Like, and if you've been struggling with certain lessons, you can also ask Archangel Michael to help you with that. And just be prepared, because sometimes lessons can be full force, and that's when tower moments come. So it really is depending on what it is that you're wanting. So this one's Passion of the Lion Heart. So it's about being brave. It's being brave enough to pursue what it is that fuels you in this lifetime. Passion of the Lion Heart. It's kind of funny because I have this pencil crayon drawing I did in 2013 right in front of me that I was going to redo. And it's a freaking lion. It's a lion. And there's the intuitive moon energy here. Passion of the Lion Heart. That blue is Archangel Michael colors. Come on. He's all over this. He's all over this reading. And it's being brave enough to almost tread waters to which are unknown. And because you have to trust, you know, you have to trust that something will come out of it, or you have to trust that there's a reason why you're being drawn to do the things that you do. You know, with this creation, it's like, I'm sure she's doing it because it makes her happy. However, it's just like she's trusting the process. She's not really having an outcome of it needs to be a certain way. It just has to be something I need to do because it just makes me happy. So there's a certain level of trust there, and trust ultimately is required for happiness. You have to trust that there are good things coming. You have to trust that there are better people, the right people out there for you. You have to trust that your dreams are attainable. Like, you have to be optimistic, and you have to also trust yourself. I think, you know, in my several years on this earth, I find like, if anything, people are so unpredictable, but the only person I can trust is God, you know, the angels, and myself. You know what I mean? It's like, no matter what happens, if you trust yourself and you know you have the backing of spirit, what are you afraid of? Anyways, relief and repair. The final card. Relief and repair kind of talks about, it might be a sad thing. I feel like there might be some sadness in terms of maybe it's just like this career move that you're doing. Maybe you're no longer doing what it's been what you've been doing for years. Maybe it's time to say goodbye to certain people who are not in alignment with you anymore. And he says what feels like a loss is not actually a loss, even though it might feel that way, like long distance friendships or family or friends that you don't really resonate with anymore, so you can't really communicate with them as much anymore. Even energetically, maybe they're different. And he says that it's not a loss because you're moving towards what is right for you. It's actually a shuffling for all the parties involved to be more in alignment to what it is for them and what's true for them and what they need in this moment. And again, sometimes people are ready to kind of move beyond that one class and try other things, whereas other people just take more time, or maybe they don't want to learn more. Maybe they're just totally fine where they're at. But Spirit is saying that there are contracts being cleared away, and that kind of might be some sort of sadness there for some folks. So be aware of that, and have self-care, take care of yourself, and know that, you know, if you need to rest, and accept. You know, I feel like sometimes we know that certain people might have to be out of our lives, and it's hard to accept it. Sometimes we hold on to familiarity, I can't even say that. But he says that it's important to accept what's going on, what's happening, trust the flow, because this is also your life, you know? If these people are meant to be in your life, they will be in your life. You have to, when you separate from them, if you need to separate from them, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're cutting off contact forever. It just means that your energy is aligned to something else, and you're still open, if you want, for them to kind of meet you in that new space if they want. So be open to that. And again, trust that everything is happening exactly what it needs to be, right? Like, that's kind of like the message that I have here for you. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this message resonates with you, and yeah, I will talk to you later. Okay, bye.